I really like this part. This is really going to be nice. I really want you to listen carefully to this part. You see, I have this scripture here in Deuteronomy, and I'm going to do a little demo for you here in a second. And it looks something like this. Okay? This little scripture here in Deuteronomy 22, I want you to listen real careful. It says here in Deuteronomy 22, verse 27, "And the girl you must do nothing. The girl has no sin deserving of death, because just as when a man rises up against his fellow man, indeed murders him, even a soul, so it is with this case. For it was in the field that he found her. The girl who was engaged screamed." That's verse 27. Let's go back up here, 24. 23. "In case there happened to be a virgin girl engaged to a man, and a city actually found her in the city and laid down with her, you must also bring them both out to the gate of the city and pelt them with stones, and they must die. The girl for the reason that she did not scream." Ah! You like that? Did you enjoy that? I was raped by Jehovah's Witnesses. 3 elders, and Jerry Corson. They knew that he was a homosexual pedophile. They didn't bother to tell me. This is called spiritual rape. Now, I just screamed. I'm not going to do it again because my neighbors might think something's going on. Jehovah's Witnesses raped me spiritually back in 1984. When they didn't seem to think it was necessary for me to know that the man I was dating for 5 solid months was a homosexual pedophile. No, they didn't seem to think I needed to know that. Do you suppose they think I should have known it by now? They raped me spiritually. And if you think I'm going to keep silent about it, you're crazy. I'm going to scream bloody murder because I'm not responsible for the rape of my child. They are. And that's what these videos are proving. Beyond the shadow of a doubt. They can answer to Jehovah for this. And they can answer to all the congregations all over the world for it. And so can the boys at the top. Because they're also responsible for it. I swear in Jehovah's name, you are responsible for doing this to me, because it is spiritual abuse. And it ain't funny. It ain't the least bit funny. And now I'm going to add this to the mix. If it was a mistake to marry a pedophile, regardless of whether you know it or not, if it was a mistake to marry a pedophile, then why was it allowed? If it was not a good idea to marry a pedophile, why were they sitting in the audience approving of it? If it is a crime for a young mother to submit her child to a child molester, willingly submit her child to the possibility of being raped by a pedophile in a Christian organization, how much more of a crime is it when the congregation elders wink at it, allow it, even encourage it? The brother that stood on the platform reading out the vows knew that David Bartram was a homosexual pedophile and didn't even bother to sit down with me and let me know that that was not a good idea. Now I want to know why. Because it's just like I said. Those 3 elders, besides Jerry Corson, those 3 elders knew perfectly well what was going on. They knew perfectly well that this man was a homosexual pedophile, and they allowed this man to pursue me as a marriage mate. They are guilty before God. They didn't think it was necessary to sit me down one-on-one and make sure that I understood what I was getting into. Instead, they let him run the whole show. They are guilty. And they will answer for what they did when they ruined my life. They ruined my life. And I cannot make spiritual progress. I cannot do it. I have tried. It goes so far, and then it stops. Because I am hard as a rock in my heart. Cold and hard as a stone because of what they did. And it's not going to go away. After 30 years, I'm finally speaking out and letting them know, I know what you did. I know. I wasn't supposed to figure it out. Now you put that in your pipe and smoke it. I wasn't supposed to find out. Well, I did find out. And now you can answer for it, just like I have. I am not responsible for what happened. You are. I'm going to say this loud and clear. I want to make sure that you are listening to what I am about to say. It is a fact that if it was a mistake for me to marry David Bartram, it was a bigger mistake for the elders, because they sat out in the audience and watched as the marriage was taking place, and one of the elders actually married me to him. The bigger mistake falls on their shoulders. And again, if it was a crime to marry a pedophile knowing that's what he was, it was a bigger crime for them, who sat in the audience and watched, and the brother who let it happen on the platform, who carried out the ceremony. That was a crime, because they knew more than I did. They stand guilty as charged. They are guilty. I am not guilty. I was a new convert, and I was in between worlds. I was in between worlds. I was not in my right mind, but they were. And they can answer for it. The simple fact is, friends, Jehovah's Witnesses are responsible for the rapes of both of my children. Remember what I showed you? It's the honest to God truth. And if you think you can prove that it's not true, I dare you to come forward. Prove it. Prove that what I'm saying on these videos is not true. I dare you. Come forward and prove me wrong. Jerry Corson did not know, prior to me marrying David Bartram, that he was a homo pedo and that he was protecting his sons. Why would he need to protect his sons after him and I were married? There was no reason for that. Why would he have found out about Dave being a homosexual pedophile after him and I were married? Then how come I didn't get wind of that? You see, there's a lot of secrets going on. This is the honest to God truth. I swear it in Jehovah's name. So help me God. If this is not true, come forward and prove me wrong. I dare you.